Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Today I'm going to show you how I do a bone-in pulled pork on the Traeger. It's an easy way to do it. Takes a little time to get it right, but it's real simple to do, and man, is it ever delicious. So stick around, I'll show you how I do it. This is a 4.5 pound bone-in pork roast, pork butt, and I'm going to season it, put a rub on it. So the first thing you want to do is to take the fat cap and crosshatch the fat cap so that allows the rub to get in there a little bit more, and kind of gives it a little crispy and lets the rub sink into the pork just a little bit. So here I'm just doing a rough cross hatch on the fat cap, and then when that's done we'll put the rub on it. Now the rub consists of 4 to 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. Either one will do, either the light or the brown. 3 tablespoons of medium grind black pepper. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. 2 tablespoons of chili powder, or you could use paprika. And 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Pretty much a standard rub for pork. So you want to grab that and coat the entire pork butt on all sides, and top and bottom, all sides, including the fat cap. Now you can use a binder if you want on the fat cap, and you could use mustard, yellow mustard. That's fine. To put a light coat of mustard on there. You'll never taste it, but make sure you get the pork butt covered well. Not heavily, but well. Okay, so that just about completes that, and now it's ready to go on the Traeger. The pork butt has been on the Traeger at 250 degrees for 3 hours. Now it's time to check it and to make sure that it's not drying out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with apple cider vinegar, and you want to spray just the meat. Try to not spray the fat cap because you want that to render. But just spraying the meat with that, and let it go, and we'll spray it about every 30 minutes or so, and that'll keep it nice and moist. Now you want to check this thing to find out when it's done and ready for wrapping. It's a combination of things. It's internal temperature and the fat cap. You want to see how far the fat cap has rendered. You want to let it render out completely, and then it's ready for wrapping. We're not quite ready yet, so I'm going to spray it a little bit more with the apple cider vinegar and let it cook a little bit more, maybe another half hour or so, and we'll see how the fat cap turns out before wrapping. Okay, it's been about 3.5 to 4 hours now, and the fat has rendered, and the internal temperature is about 170 degrees. So with the help of the big orange gloves, we'll get that puppy out of there and get it wrapped in 2 layers of heavy-duty aluminum foil. That's important that when you wrap this thing, you get the foil nice and tight around there and form-fitting, because you don't want any gaps in there, because then it will steam instead of continue to cook. Actually, you could do this in the oven if you wanted to. Now that it's wrapped, all you're doing is just keeping it up to temperature. So the Traeger is still at 250 degrees, and that's the temperature you want your oven if you want to move it into the house and save your pellets and cook it in the oven. That's fine. So get it nicely tightly wrapped, and then we'll put it back on there for another 2, 3, 4 hours until it's done. So that's where we are right now, and when it tests to be done, we'll get back to you. It's been about 3 hours, and I think it's going to be just about right. So we want to probe it to see how tender the meat is, and look at that, how the probe goes in just like butter. And the temperature, as you can see, is about 204, 205 degrees, so that is perfect. Man, that just slides right in there. So it's ready to go. Now we're ready to put it in the cooler so it can rest before we get ready to serve it. The pork butt is now ready to be placed in the cooler to rest. It'll rest in this cooler for up to 4 hours. So you put some towels in there, put some towels underneath it, and on top of it, close the lid and walk away until it's ready to serve. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on pulled pork. One of the favorite ways to serve the pulled pork, especially on Memorial Day weekend, is on Hawaiian rolls, Hawaiian dinner rolls, and serve them as sliders. Put a little pork on the roll, top it with some Cole Slaw and some barbecue sauce of your choice, either regular barbecue sauce or Carolina, if that's what you prefer. And then sit out on the patio with a cold brew and just enjoy. They're really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The recipe is right down here, and the subscribe button and the like button is over here. And leave a comment. I like to read those. So thanks again, and I hope you really enjoyed the video. And until next time, this is Rick at my Idaho cabin.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with